Boo, boo, kids. You're listening to a couple of annoyed scary boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, we're the Simpsons podcast that discusses the beloved animated series, The Simpsons, from seasons 12 and beyond, and the newest episodes when they air. Why do we do it this way? Well, an entity known as the Wheel of Random has trapped us and cursed us to only watch episodes in such a manner because plenty of other podcasts have discussed the golden age, that being seasons 1 through 10, and we've already covered season 11. So, I don't do this alone. I'm one annoyed boo boy named Craig with me as the other annoyed scary boy.
It's Steve. Hi.
Steve, what's so scary over there?
I mean, have you seen the state of the world? It's pretty frightening.
I mean, you do live in the scariest part of the country, of course, Portland, Oregon, war-torn Portland, Oregon. Everyone makes this joke now, but hey, we're living in it. And have you been attacked by any inflatable frogs lately?
I saw naked white people on bicycles. There were so many white butts.
Yeah. And, it was an emergency naked bike ride in Portland the other day, and it was pouring down rain. So a lot of shrinkage, too.
Indeed, yeah.
Those are the real heroes.
Yeah, not a political podcast, but it is funny how that's how Portland combats tyranny, is both by performance art, which is effective but also ineffective, which I think just sums up Portland beautifully, which I say with love because it's my town, but man, we're dumb.
But it's so Portland. Keep Portland weird, right?
Exactly.
But we are in the spooky season, Steve. And
that's right.
We're starting off this week with a Treehouse of Horror.
Mm-hmm.
And spoilers, we already watched it.
You're ruining the game, man.
So I thought it'd be fun. Like we talked, I'm getting the Halloween spirit, Halloween season. And I thought, we talk about when us civilians dress up for Halloween, and a lot of people dress up for Simpsons-based characters as Halloween. And this episode, I think there could be a lot of potential costumes. So I think we should let our audience know, hey, don't do your typical Lisa as Florida or stupid sexy Flanders. We've seen it.
Right. It's been done.
So we'll give you some ideas, Simpsons fans, for costumes from this episode.
Ooh.
That would be a great costume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and say even the beginning of the episode, the title sequences, you got Homer and Marge as Fred and Wilma, that's fine. Bart is a classic hobo. But I say dress as Lisa and then get a Maggie Simpsons doll and put the head of Maggie Simpson doll on your head. So then you could be Maggie and Lisa.
I like that, yeah. And I think that from the first segment, it's a very small moment, but there is a character in the background in Ethnic Town where he's portrayed by a children's book that's called Hats for Sale. And basically, it's just a guy with a lot of newsboy caps on top of his head, and I think that would be a fun costume. He's got 20 hats on his head. It's a hat on a hat on a hat on a hat on a hat.
If you want to stick with Simpsons characters from the first segment, Marge with the beard.
Oh, yeah.
As a man with a beard, go ahead and pull that off. And you're like, oh, you're just Marge with the beard. No. I'm not shaving because of Halloween. I'm being this version of Marge because you just get the fake blue hair paint that you can spray in your beard and pull that off.
And then if you're going to an X-Men party afterwards, you can be Beast.
All those X-Men parties we go to.
I'm sorry, Sexmen parties. Also, I think it'd be fun. You could do also Homer stuck in the bead curtain. Because you just dress as Homer, and then you just cover yourself in beads.
How about the segment? And that's, of course, with the Ultra House. A little hard to do the Pierce Brosnan as the HAL 9000 kind of character. But if you want to go as Homer again, just get some a prosthetic makeup to make it look like part of your head is missing and exposing your brain.
Mm-hmm. Or you could always be Gil the sales bot. Just get an old crappy green jacket and be a robot.
Hold on. Steve's texted me something private. He wants me to... Steve... Okay, Steve's just texted me. He's like, or all the ladies can dress like Marge when she's taking a bathtub. So you just want women to be naked, Steve? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, guys can do it too. I just want to see some butts.
And then the third segment, there's endless possibilities because, of course, it's Harry Potter-esque. And I think these costumes could be easily pulled off because if you just go to like a thrift store, you can probably find lots of Harry Potter-esque costumes or wizard-type costumes. Like even Krabappel's outfit's great because it's just like a purple like robe with like the classic cape with, what do they call those capes? Like collar capes? I don't know what they're called.
I always call them a cowl, but...
Yeah, I guess they're cowl cape-like things. Is the Frog Prince. That might be... Look, if you're going to try to win a costume contest, I think the Frog Prince might get you to win.
Yes, and though you probably won't win, I would like a Skinner's outfit of his normal suit with a pointy hat, all with a field of stars and moons.
How about this one? This is a great idea. Hold on. Steve's texting me again. Sorry. All right. Steve said you should also dress like Milhouse when he's butt naked in front of everybody.
Yes, please.
To be naked. Okay. Steve just wants a lot of nudity. As I was saying before I was really interrupted by Steve's text, get a Mr. Burns action figure and dress him up like Monty, and then you will be dressed as Slither, so a giant snake, and then all you will do in your Halloween party is start swallowing your Monty Burns action figure.
This is brilliant.
I think that's going to be my costume this year.
I like it. Now, does your daughter have a costume planned?
I think we're doing couples costumes because another couples has a baby similar to in age, and they're doing a Disney theme, and I think we're going to be doing a Disney theme. So,
oh, nice.
We don't have it set yet, but
Simpsons or Disney?
That's what I said. I said easy. I'll be Homer, Marge, and then Maggie.
Love it.
I'm assuming you're not being festive this year.
Oh well, maybe I'll be Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
I say you should be another Burns, a Steve Burns, and be Blue's Clues.
I mean, he's also a fellow bald king. I like his positivity. This is a great idea, actually.
And you could, and how cute would it be to dress one of your cats up as a dog?
Exactly, they'd love it.
And your wife can be the chair he sits on.
That sounds about right.
Is there a girl in Mr. Blue's Clues?
Well, there's Magenta.
As the girl doggy?
Yeah. And maybe Mrs. Cinnamon?
I don't remember these characters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stay tuned for this week's Patreon exclusive, the entire run of Blue's Clues. No, we're not doing that. Instead, Steve, we're going to go back in time to our favorite year, 2001.
Of course.
And to our favorite... No, not our favorite month, Steve. But, that's a horrible thing. We're going to go back to November 6th, 2001, like a whole week before you turned 22?
20? How old am I? 20.
20.
Wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So, Steve, what are we really going to be talking about on this week's Patreon episode? What was the number one movie in the box office?
Why, it was Monsters, Inc.
Now, have you seen The Monsters Incorporated?
I have a long time ago, but it's been probably at least 15 years, if not more. So it's very fuzzy to me, much like Mike Wachowski. What about you?
I had never seen it, but I think Heather turned it on one time when we went to bed. And of course, bed and TV for me don't work because I'm out like always in like 5 minutes.
Sure.
So I don't really, I know some references and I'm kind of excited because it's called Monsters, Inc. It's Halloween-y and,
yeah,
I'm excited to watch this Pixar and it'll be fun to watch it with my daughter who probably won't pay attention. But look, all I'm saying is like, Mom and Dad and the kid are all going to be watching Monsters, Inc. It's our, familial time.
Hopefully you all stay, you don't cheat on each other while you're watching it.
We're like the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I'll smoke a joint and something that has to do with the word Blige.
Alrighty. Which I guess brings us to the number one song on the Billboard Hot 100. Family Affair by Mary J. Blige. But that just recalls so many other things that you'd mentioned, Craig. Like that time when I paid 95 cents for something and I got some change.
Oh, you only had $1?
Yeah, exactly. I had $1. The thing was 95 cents, no tax.
You're reminding me of the number one hot rock alternative of that week was How You Remind Me by Nickelback.
Ugh, man, that band make me so mad. All day long.
Look, I know you're getting angry all the time with Nickelback, but I'm kind of angry with all the Nickelback jokes. It's like, let's put that in joke jail, okay?
That's fair.
All right.
Yeah, I think, bit aside, I think they're not great, but they're fine. Like, they're not as offensive as I think the jokes make them out to be.
But back to our bit, Steve.
Yes.
Like I said, you're angry all the time.
Yes, and it makes me want to, like, get my gun and do a quick draw. And, yeah, and other listeners also angry, like Kate, Timothy, or Tim for short.
Steve, what was Taylor Swift's first, like, #1 hit song called? It's when she was really country in, like, 17.
Right. Was it Angry All the Time?
It was based off of a singer, I forget. Anyway, so the #1 country Hot 100 song was Angry All the Time by Tim McGraw. Steve, the song was Tim McGraw by Taylor Swift.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
I want to take a break and come back, but I want to take a break because I have something near and dear to my heart.
Oh, that's very sweet. Kind of like your love for you and I. We love animals. In fact, we'd go to pet stores all the time. Look at the puppies. Look at the kitties. Like we were a couple of pet shop boys.
And you would always touch your
my Rawhofer.
Yeah, your Rawhofer. See, what was the #1 hot dance electric song of the week?
Why, it was Break for Love by Peter Rawhofer and the Pet Shop Boys.
All right, Steve. We're done with our foolery, so let's just get into the spookery.
Oh, boy.
And talk about Treehouse of Horror 12.
Ooh.
In which a gypsy woman places a curse on each of the Simpsons. Then, in another segment, the Simpsons upgrade to a futuristic home that soon becomes obsessed with Marge. And in the final story, Bart and Lisa attend a magic school, not unlike everyone's favorite school, Hogwarts.
I like it.
All right. Steve, I got trick-or-treaters at the door, even though it's too early for trick-or-treating. Anyway, Steve, let's go ahead and take a spooky break and come spooky back.
Spooky sounds good.
We'll be right back. And we're back. Today we're talking about Treehouse of Horror 12. It's the first episode of the 13th season. It's episode 270 in the show's run. Originally aired November 6, 2001, which was a Tuesday. The nerd code is 36ABF14. It was written by Part 1, Joel H. Cohen. Part 2, John Frink and Don Payne. Part 3, Carolyn Omine. Directed by Jim Reardon. Showrunners were Mike Scully, George Meyer, and Al Jean.
Okay, so this did air on a Tuesday, which is really weird because, we know The Simpsons to be on a Sunday night and originally on a Thursday night. But the World Series got pushed back for some reason I don't remember. And so they wanted to have that air on Sunday night, so they pushed this back 2 days. Of course, this being 2001, you know what it is. Maybe a special making of Spider-Man.
Oh, I was going to say, Glitter did so great at the box office when it was released on September 11th, 2001, that there was like, you know what? Everyone needs to see the movie Glitter starring Mariah Carey, so they already put it on TV.
Exactly, yeah.
Instead of The Simpsons and baseball.
That Mimi P, yeah.
It's weird that the first episode of a season was on November 6. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and like we've had other episodes, Treehouse of Horror episodes air in November or after Halloween, but yeah, it's weird to like start the season proper.
Now, besides baseball, was it because of 9/11 kind of pushed? Again, we lived it. I just don't remember much because it was years ago. Like the world kind of stopped, and they waited off of like TV shows premiering. I think because of 9/11.
Yeah, they probably showed some reruns, maybe some more family-friendly programming. Like calm things that wouldn't be controversial. In fact, this episode doesn't have any of the spooky credit names because they thought that would be too horrifying. This is only the second episode to do that, the first being the Treehouse of Horror 1 or the Simpsons Halloween special. And then for the following year, they also avoided doing the spooky names because they thought that might trigger some people.
But at least when we were ready to return, we had the great Rudy Giuliani host Saturday Night Live. And he told us that comedy can return and that we could laugh again with the cast of SNL.
America's mayor doing what he does best, being intentionally funny.
All right, well, aside from his long career of The Simpsons, Joe H. Cohen has also worked on the aforementioned Saturday Night Live and Suddenly Susan.
Of course.
He likes titles with S's in them. So of the 39 episodes he's written, this is the 17th we discussed, and it's the first where he received a writing credit. Most recently, we talked about the last season's Abe League of Their Mo. Speaking of baseball, other episodes include He Loves to Fly Indoors, Clown in the Dumps, and Q Detective.
This is also the first entry from the writing partnership of Don Payne and John Frink, and they'd go on to write a total of 9 episodes together before Don Payne's untimely death in 2013. And Don wrote 9 more episodes, of which we have reviewed 5, including the most recent Little Big Girl. And beyond his work with Payne, John Frink has written a total of 30 episodes, 2 of which will be released later on the season. And of those, we've talked about 14, including the beloved Pixelated and Afraid.
And don't forget, Don Payne has a special place on this podcast because he's one of the only other writers that we've discussed a movie he wrote on our Patreon page. That's right, patreon.com/NolyGroundBoys. We reviewed Thor, the first Thor movie from Marvel Studios. Well, perhaps our most referenced writer, of course, aside making that jokes about Tim Long's name, is Carolyn Omine, who has a special place in our heart because the first episode we reviewed was Dialing for Nerder on this podcast. She's also written on Full House, which we've talked about many times on the show. This is the 14th of her 28 episodes we've done so far. So welcome in all the writers to this writer's room. And all you kids, let's be spooky with this episode. I don't know what that means.
Our Halloween Fright Fest begins, as it always does, on a dark and stormy night at the mansion of C. Montgomery Burns. Under Monty's direction, Waylon Smithers is on a precariously placed ladder, hanging a single Halloween decoration, an orange bat. Waylon reaches to put it on the weather vane, but Monty feels it should be a touch higher to ensure maximum scariness.
Then Smithers reaches, but then loses his balance, falling off the ladder. Luckily, he was able to grab onto a nearby wire. Unluckily, that wire was also attached to a high-voltage breaker, so which electrocutes him and causes the corner of the roof to fall to the ground, smashing the Burns mausoleum. And this causes 4 coffins to pop out and open, revealing the skeletal remains of Burns' heirs, who were a general axed to the heart, a pirate stabbed in the eye, a showgirl shot in the forehead, and a knight in a suit of armor pierced to death with a pitchfork.
So the Simpsons arrive at the Burns estate with Homer and Marge dressed as Fred and Wilma Flintstone, Bart as a classic hobo, and Lisa and Maggie as a 2-headed girl or the twins from The Shining. So leaving the Flanders household, Bart complains that he gave them toothpaste, which is a fair complaint, and Lisa complains that they were mini-sized toothpaste, which is an unfair complaint because I don't expect Ned to shell out money for full-size toothpaste for all the kids of Springfield.
Have you ever noticed that, like, the travel size of your deodorants and toothpaste, things like that, are more expensive than the regular full size? Like, a lot of times they're, like, maybe 3 cents cheaper.
Yeah, it's true. It's ridiculous. And especially, like, if you're traveling with, like, 2 people, that tube of toothpaste does not last very long.
No, like, I was just looking at travel toothpaste the other day, and, like, just like your Colgate or Crest or whatever it was like $2.39 for that little, like, 0.5 ounces. Whereas, like, if I just looked at the full-size toothpaste, it was like $1.99.
Yeah, and who wants to buy a toothpaste that is $2.30?
Going back to the Lisa and Maggie together heads, wouldn't it be funny if it was just a reference to the Homer and Mr. Burns when their heads were put together in the Treehouse of Horror episode?
That would be a lot of fun. Like, there are some fun self-referential things in this episode, but that would have been great.
So the family then sees the explosion caused by the Smithers as well as the resulting fire. Horrified, they run away, slicing themselves into multiple pieces as they make their escape. And on the roof, Burns lets out a sinister laugh, telling, "Oh, Batsy, that he's done it once again." And then the bat flies in the air and we begin. And it says, The Simpsons Halloween Special 12.
And this is the last episode to have Halloween Special as its title. From here on out, they'd go to Treehouse of Horror.
It's so crazy to think that they kept naming it Halloween Special that late in the game. Like, everyone was calling this Treehouse of Horror. There was video cassette tapes out that said, Treehouse of Horrors. So I think we should bring back the Halloween Special, Steve, is what I'm trying to say.
I like it. I agree. And also, I think if we do switch back, Treehouse of Terror just flows better, and I don't know why they do it, and it drives me crazy every time. Well, our first tale of terror, entitled XXXVI, begins with the family taking the tour of the multicultural and not at all problematic ethnic town.
Ethnic town, where hard-working immigrants dream of becoming lazy, overfed Americans.
Oh, listen, you can hear the beautiful ethnic serenade.
Apples! I got apples!
Cholera! I got cholera!
Babies! Who wants a babies?
Wait, this is just a shaved puppy.
I can see you know babies.
Hey, a fortune teller.
Hello.
I sense you have a million questions, but I too have one. Are you a cop?
No,
'Cause you gotta tell me if you are.
I'm not a cop.
Okay. I sense you live with much misery.
The perfect crime. Marge, I have to be in court next Tuesday.
I sense I should not take a check.
So in today's political climate, I think ethnic town probably won't have many residents.
That's true. If the people in power have their way, there'd be no ethnic town. Just white Sylvania.
Like the whites only house we have in Washington, D.C. I like Homer saying he's going to do in court. He's like, the perfect crime. On March, I'm doing court next week.
And the perfect crime is stealing some kid's birthday balloon. So sad. So Homer is skeptical, thinking that the Romany Traveler, that's the more culturally sensitive name for a dirty gypsy, is a scam. To prove this, Homer tries to rip the wart off her face, believing it to be fake. And not only does the wart not come off, several more grow on his finger.
Yeah, gypsies aren't that bad, Steve. Don't forget, they also gave the vampire Angelus his soul back, and he became the hero vampire we know as Angel.
Of course, yes.
David Boreanaz.
Mm-hmm. Bones himself.
Because of Homer's rudeness, the family is kicked out. Upon exiting, Homer gets caught in the bead curtain, shouting a terrified beads. He then falls back, knocking over a candelabra, setting himself ablaze, and setting off the sprinklers overhead. This causes 3 shrunken heads to grow back to their original sizes, surprised to learn that they aren't at Cedar Sinai.
So the fortune teller is ruined and blames Homer. She then realizes that she should have anticipated all of this, her being a fortune teller and all, and her tarot cards show the flaming jerk, Homer, and the ruined gypsy, her. So the gypsy curses Homer, telling him that he will bring bad luck to everyone he loves, to which Homer replies, whatever.
So later in bed, Marge is concerned that she and her family may be in danger because of the curse beset upon Homer. He takes Marge's worry as an invitation to Snuggletown, but Marge turns off the light and just goes to bed.
So the following morning, Marge greets the family around the breakfast table. Homer and the kids scream in shock as Marge has grown a full mustache and beard overnight. Bart thinks his mother could be in a freak show, which results in Bart choking him. Bart's neck is stretched out of shape, causing his head to fall behind his seat back.
Then Marge remarks that Homer's usual violent abuse doesn't cause such a result, but Homer passes it off as a simple growth spurt. And he coils a stretch dude, I mean Bart's neck, like a spring. Has stretch dude been a thing yet?
Yeah, because he was in season 11's Treehouse 4, so Treehouse 410.
And Marge surmises that because of Homer trashing the office of the fortune teller, her curse is causing all these problems.
So I do want to go back because aside from gender norms being what they are, I've always felt that the freak show bearded lady is the lamest of freaks. Like, obviously the freak show is incredibly problematic anyway, and it's, making fun of people with a whole myriad of things. But the bearded lady, what did she do? Like, why would you pay money? Like, yep, she's got a beard.
Maybe she showed other hairy parts, Steve. I don't know. I wasn't around during those days.
Are you sure? So Homer thinks it's all just silly superstition and looks to the logic of Lisa for support. And so Lisa, now a horse from the waist down, clomps her hoof twice, which Homer translates to mean yes. Homer then heads to Mose, who has some advice.
Homer, the only way to get rid of a gypsy curse is to get one of those, what do you call them? Leprechauns.
Leprechaun? Don't they live in Ireland?
Yeah, but they come over here in the wheel wells of Aer Lingus jets.
You know,
I was hexed by a troll, and a leprechaun cured that right up.
Hey, you know what's even better is Jesus. He's like 6 leprechauns.
Yeah, but a lot harder to catch. Go with the leprechaun.
Guys, I am not cursed.
Carl, let me die first. I couldn't bear to watch you die.
Well, okay, but hurry up.
Oh, Mo! They're dead! And it's all my fault! When did that happen?
Of course, that being Mo encased in a pickled egg jar.
You know how you said that this episode maybe felt triggering to people because of 9/11?
Sure.
Well, because of that helicopter crash just like a couple days ago, a helicopter literally did that into a building in Huntington Beach, California.
Oh, wow. And I feel like that's tangentially close enough to like having an aircraft crash 2 people. Like, yeah.
It was like 2 days ago from this record.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've been there, so I'm affected.
Do you need to stop the podcast, please?
I mean, I wanted to stop it on episode 2.
Fair enough.
I like how they're saying the ways to stop the gypsy curse and the leprechauns, but like when he's like, oh, also Jesus is a good option. And Carl's like, that's kind of hard to catch him, though.
That is. Some people did it once, but
But then he just came back 3 days later. What's up with that?
it's tricky.
I don't follow the Bible, Steve. After he came back, where did he go?
I don't know. I've often wondered, like, I knew he's in a cave, and then he wasn't. And then, like, what, did he just, like, haul ass to Lollapalooza? I don't know.
Well, I think we might find out because isn't Mel Gibson making Passion of the Christ 2?
I mean, now you got me wishing for a collab between the Mels.
I mean, maybe they'll be released the same day in theaters, Spaceballs 2 and Passion 2.
Christ ball.
Do you think, side tangent, do you think in the resurrection of Christ, because, Jim Caviezel or whatever is playing Jesus again, makes sense. Do you think he'll have like a MAGA hat on?
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's how you get people in the box office these days, especially for that kind of movie.
With like a Turning Point Charlie Kirk shirt, but I don't want to get in trouble saying his name.
He also didn't come back.
Well, in the dark of the night, Homer and the long-necked Bart dig a hole in the woods with the intention of using Lucky Charms cereal as bait to lure a leprechaun out of hiding. So then Homer pours in some dry cereal. We don't see the box, but then all of a sudden, a bunch of large rabbits hops into the hole. And Homer's frustrated because he looks at the box and it was Trix. It would have been funny if they kept that joke going and then a bunch of Springfield kids jump in the hole, killing all the rabbits, and it's a tricks are for kids, like murdering the rabbits.
I like that. So speaking of tricks, when you think of them, what shape are they?
Balls.
Yeah, okay. Me too. I think of balls all the time.
I was still a kid when they turned into the fruit shapes.
Right. And then they switched back. And then they switch back yet again. And so there's this weird amount of nostalgia remembrance that I wouldn't call it's not like a Mandela effect, but it is like weird how like various generations or sub-generations even remember it as being balls or fruit shapes. So yeah, but I think I remember the balls too.
Are they going to be like, the colors are going to be kind of drab now because of the red dye ban?
Probably.
Or is that just California?
I mean, I think they'll probably end up doing it nationwide, and I guess that's good, but like, of all the things that we could be working on.
Yeah, but I mean, politics decides, but it's like RFK's against the red dye too, so like,
yeah.
I think that would be a national ban thing.
Right.
So I like him now.
Yeah, he's good now.
His wife seems nice.
Yeah, very patient, evidently.
She's very much an Ava Braun type.
Anyway, Homer then uses his Lucky Charms, pouring some down his throat as well.
Now that scene, I'd rather pour Tricks down my throat rather than Lucky Charms because I think it's just tastier, like Tricks as like a handful of cereal rather than a Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I think so. I do like a Lucky Charms, but yeah, I think as a dry guy, Tricks is probably the way to go. I'm trying to think of the best dry cereal to eat.
Frosted Mini Wheats are pretty good because they're like nice and big.
That's a good one. I've been getting a vote from Quaker Oatmeal Squares, which is also good.
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but it's too sugary and messy for your hands to eat dry.
That's fair. I'm going to say Golden Grams.
Kix, I mean, they're kid tested, mother approved.
That's true.
I'm more of a mother tested, kid approved. Like, I don't know what that means. Golden? No. You said. Do you say Golden Grams?
Yeah.
No. Honey. You said honeycomb or Pops? What about Pops?
Yeah, Pops are good. They are a little sticky though.
They are sticky. Okay, I'm gonna stick with frosted mini wheats because I've actually done that with mini wheats.
Yeah, and those are good dry. Well, the following morning, Homer and Bart checked to see if their lure worked. So they trapped an imp, a fairy, a pixie, not Frank Black, a hobgoblin, a nymph, a naiad, a wood sprite, Katie Couric, and a leprechaun.
Not Frank Black, but what about Black Francis?
Yes, and the Catholics.
Kim Deal or her
No.
sister?
Just Kelly.
To check the authenticity of the magical creature, Homer asks to hear the song of his homeland, and the green sporting sprout wails his native tongue, calling Homer a big fat ass, which Homer likens to the angels singing.
So back at home, Bart's head still weighs too much for his spindly neck. Lisa is still equine, munching on a bowl of oats, and Maggie is now not just cute as a bug, but is literally a ladybug. Marge, meanwhile, is covered from head to toe in thick blue hair.
Did you notice, like, at the beginning, I forgot to bring this up in the beginning of the segment, where was Maggie? She wasn't part of the ethnic town. She didn't go.
No, and maybe she has issues with ethnics.
The leprechaun dances all over Marge's pancakes and then creates chaos around the kitchen. Lisa suggests that Homer take the leprechaun to the gypsy, which Homer thinks is smart, calling his daughter Mr. Head, and Homer invites Bart and his noodle neck to come along, but he's grown tired and weak, barely able to lift his head out of his bowl of cereal. Now, I was wondering about Bart and his neck. Was it just Homer's curse that made it longer, right?
Yeah.
So if Homer had pulled on Bart's hammer, would his wiener be long too?
I mean, possibly, and also that would make a whole lot of issues for Homer's perfect crime. I mean,
Like, why didn't Bart suggest that, you know?
yeah, maybe that was on the cutting room floor.
Would you rather have that as your magical power? You can squeeze something on somebody and it lengthens them.
Mm-hmm.
Or just that. Because imagine, you make a lot of money because dudes would come to you like, I'm here for my lengthening, sir.
Do I really want to do that all day long, though?
Grabbing dudes' hammers.
It's like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
They'd have to, I imagine it, you'd probably be, would you want to be erect or limp? Like, how does it work? Probably limp, right?
Yeah, I would say so. And then do you stretch it out and, like, vertically and horizontally, so it's not just like a pencil?
Well, theoretically, you want your hammer to be longer, harder, like not limp, because then it's just a giant noodle just dangling down that you can't, like, that doesn't seem fun.
That's true.
Like, you don't want, like, a wimp dig down to your ankles, right?
No.
Down to your knees, that's normal, though.
Of course.
All right. I was just wondering, but how much would you charge? I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh, probably like $45.
Wow, really? You'd be very busy. That's very cheap.
I know. It's, quantity over quality.
All right. I mean, I would just imagine you just be like one wank, right? And that's it.
Yeah, you're in, you're out, you're done. I mean, I figure.
You would wear gloves too. Unless, no, it'd probably have to be skin on skin contact because the glove wouldn't have the magical power. So you're
It's
going to
true.
be touching. All right. Well, back in the fortune teller's office, she's using a hairdryer to shrink her heads to the smaller size when Homer arrives with a pet carrier. The fortune teller refers to him as the cursed one, asking how he likes his curse that she cursed him with, calling him Cursedy. Homer assumes that she doesn't remember him, but offers her revenge Irish style.
So Homer opens the pet carrier, but the reveal is kind of anticlimactic, as the leprechaun is fast asleep. So Homer shakes the cage, telling the leprechaun to wake up, and calling him a lousy drunk. So the sprite leaps out of the carrier growling. He leaps on the gypsy, and the sounds of violence are heard. But that violent sound turns to lust, and the gypsy and the leprechaun passionately kiss and then make love, much to Homer's disgust. Later, we head to the wedding of the two supernatural beings, officiated by another green guy.
I always secrete ocular fluid at weddings.
Why did you drag me here? I don't know anybody.
Oh, husband and wife, I pronounce you now.
Stroke me, Clover. Oh, say my name.
Ew. The best thing about a gypsy wedding is I'm not the hairiest woman here.
Yep, everything worked out for the best.
What? Bart is dead.
Well, me saying I'm sorry won't bring him back.
The gypsy said it would.
She's not the boss of me.
So Marge with the most racist comment.
Yes, I think so.
I think that's apt because hasn't she said a lot of like very racy things before that are like problematic?
Yeah, and like I think like of the family, she's probably the most like conservative.
I do like that offhand mark. I'm just like, and Bart's dead.
And all Homer had to do was apologize.
And there's our king and Kodos.
Mm-hmm.
So there they are in the episode. But Yoda,
It's a little weird that Yoda is the officiant because, like, I mean, he's got some magic, sure, but it's the Force. Like, everyone else is like a magical being.
yeah.
But whatever. I mean, he was flying high from the prequels at this time, so why not?
Right. Well, Steve, that's the end of Hex of the City. Let's go to our second scary story to tell in the dark, or the light, or whatever shade you prefer, Steve. It's entitled House of Wax. Marge's favorite pastime, vacuuming, is interrupted by the ring of the doorbell. It's Gil, the sales bot, wedging his robo-foot into the doorway, eager for Marge to convert her home to an Ultra House 3000, meaning she'll never have to do housework again.
After some consideration, 742 Evergreen Terrace is updated to the latest technology, thanks to Ultra House, a division of Mega House. So the installation bots drive away, mocking Marge's drapes. And inside, the Simpsons introduce themselves to their home of the future and check out its customization.
Hi, Ultra House.
Greeting acknowledged.
That voice could use a little personality.
Oh, let's try Matthew Perry.
Yeah, could I be any more of a house?
Who else we got?
Hey, Cha-Cha, I got more features than a NASA relief map of Turkmenistan.
Isn't that the voice that caused all those suicides?
Murder-suicides.
Hey, how about 007?
George Lazenby?
No, Pierce Brosnan. A voice like his would give our house a much-needed touch of class.
All right, but I'm doing this because he was Remington Steele. He was Remington Steele, wasn't he?
Yes, I was, Marge. And thank you for selecting me.
Well, hello, Pierce.
Say, it's a bit stuffy in here. And I know a certain someone who really fancies lilac.
I just like it is all.
Ooh, that really covers the cat crap.
I like Marge's line about cutting the cat crap. I think a punch-up to that joke would be like, if they said, it's 007 himself. And then they said, George Lazenby. Like, no. Sean Connery? No. And they went through them and was like, the new guy, or whatever.
Well, I think the joke for me works because Marge immediately goes to, George Lazenby. Like, he was only in one movie, but that's the one that comes to her mind.
Okay, then I guess that works.
It's funny. And then I do like, that was Matthew Perry, R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
He just did the little cameo for the show, which is funny because, like, him just, like, making fun of the, like, could I be any more Matthew Perry joke.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, were we doing this a lot in this time period, or was that kind of like afterwards we were?
I kind of feel like that was afterwards, like...
Yeah, but maybe we were doing it then. And then I laugh at the dumb Dennis Miller joke that makes no sense to me, but it's just funny. But I like how Dennis Miller's voice did so many murder-suicides.
Yeah. And this was before he went all weird and right-wing. So in the DVD commentary, it's mentioned that aside from Pierce Brosnan, other people were considered, including another James Bond, Sean Connery, as well as Gary Oldman and Lyle Lovett. And if it had been Lyle Lovett, the house would have had a pompadour and played guitar.
Was this the time period when Julia Roberts was dating Lyle Lovett? Or were they married?
I think they were married, and I think this is after that, but I could be wrong.
Kind of like early 90s, mid-90s maybe?
Yeah, I think like 94, 95.
Because everyone was like, what's he doing with her? Because she was like the hottest. I mean, not like physically, but like...
Right. The huge star at the time.
The biggest star. That would have been funny, yeah. I was going to ask you, like, the first segment was called Hex in the City, so obviously reference to Sex in the City, but then this one is House of Wax. I don't think I've seen House of Wax. That's got Vincent Price, right?
Yes, I think I've seen, spelled like this with a W-H-A-C-K-S, but that was a completely different movie.
You can check it out on our Pornhub page, pornhub.com/AnnoyedGrumpBoys. The family settles into their new living room, arranged a bit nicely, enjoying some television time as a robotic hand rings a triangle made of lasers, signifying mealtime. At the dinner table, Homer enjoys a plate of various eggs, which is that a weird choice for Homer? I don't know. He just Anyways, Lisa has a big bowl of soy-gettios, and Bart has a burger. When asked how it knew all their favorite foods, Ultra House explains that he examined all of their leavings, or, their poops.
Mm-hmm.
Or shits. Sorry, we'll be a little dirty here. Which impresses the family. So Homer just eats a lot of it. You know what it is? He's probably at Moe's all the time, and he just eats all the pickled eggs. So he's probably a lot of eggs in there. There we go.
Because, you get a few beers in you, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
snacky. And then, that makes a lot of sense. Do not envy anybody on the ride home, though. So having eaten, Marge offers to clean up, but Pierce couldn't even imagine Marge's lovely hands touching a dishwasher. So with an electric beeping, the table folds up in the middle, sucking up the food scraps into a disposal, and then a sprayer lowers down, leaving the plates and silverware sparkling clean. As Homer puts it, leaving every aspect of their lives to a giant supercomputer was the wisest thing that they've ever done. And everyone agrees with Homer, including Homer himself.
Later, Marge goes to take a bath and is greeted by Pierce, who appears as a glowing red light above the tub, not unlike a certain HAL 9000 unit. Hey, didn't I say last week that there would be a 2001 reference? And here it is, because this episode came from 2001. All right. Marge is stunned, hiding her body, but Pierce assures her that he is simply a pile of circuits and microchips. And Pierce laughs it off, but then lets out a lustful groan as Marge disrobes. Marge finds the water to be perfect, and then even more perfect when Pierce turns on the bubbles, giving Marge pleasure while steaming himself up. Pierce then offers Homer some relief, but his motives may be questionable.
Homer, my dear fellow, you're carrying quite a bit of tension in your back fat.
Yeah, that's the price of success.
Can I top you off?
What's my blood alcohol?
0.15.
Keep 'em coming.
You know, Marge is quite a remarkable woman.
Yeah, she's cool.
You're certainly a lucky man to have her.
Lucky schmucky. I knocked her up. But she's stuck now. We're married till death do us part. But if I died, she'd be completely free. For man or machine.
Machine, eh?
Yep, a machine.
Homer having a blood alcohol level of 1.5. I asked the internet, of course, the bad guy internet, ChatGPT. I asked, with an I'm assuming Duff is equivalent to like a Budweiser or whatever, which is like a 5% alcohol content. And so I asked the good old internet, and then ChatGPT was like, "This is a very questionable intake and like very deadly, a 1.5. I don't feel like I should be telling you how many beers this would be." And it even gave me like 988 to call if I'm feeling suicidal. And I was like, ChatGPT, I was talking about an episode from The Simpsons, and it still won't give me the answer.
To be clear, we're talking 0.15, not 1.5.
I thought you said 1.5.
0.15, which is still double the legal limit in most states. But 1.5 is you're dead.
Okay, so I just asked Google AI, and it gave me the answer right away.
Yeah.
And apparently it's like 80, it would be 80 beers.
Wow, yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, Homer had 80 beers, so.
I could see him doing that.
See, I did this before we did the discussion, so now I have to actually type how many 0.15, I don't know. It's not. So that's probably why ChatGPT is like, whoa, stop the clock. Anywhere from 8 to 10 beers would be 0.15. Like
that sounds about right.
Like, so Homer probably had like 10 beers, not 80.
Well, either way, that night, Homer is awakened by the sizzling of mysterious bacon frying in the kitchen. So Homer sleepily follows the scent of the unexpected breakfast meat, not noticing the ice cubes on the floor. So he slips, landing on the table, and so he lets out a sigh of relief. But then the table folds in half once again, chopping Homer into a million little pieces, splattering blood everywhere.
Marge is gently aroused from her slumber, with the shades drawn and Pierce wishing her good morning. She asks where Homer is, and Pierce stumbles, saying that he thinks that Homer went to work early. Marge thinks that sounds like a lie, and is shocked as she looks over at the family portrait where Homer has been replaced by the red light of Pierce Ultrahouse. Marge tries to call the authorities, but the futurist home is one step ahead of her.
Hello, police. I think my house killed my husband.
This is Constable Wickham's. We'll be right there. Remove your knickers and wait in the bath. You're acting crazy, Marge. Why don't you take a stress pill? Don't like pills, huh? I could shoot a dart in your neck. Your elegant, swan-like neck.
Homer, you're alive!
Yep. Man 1, machine 0.
Pierce is creepy.
I like how he refers to Chief Wiggum as Constable Wiggum because he's British.
Yeah. And he's too smart to sound like Wiggum.
It would have been funnier if, like, Chief Wiggum wouldn't use the word knickers. He would have said pants.
So Homer's punched his way out of the floor, bloodied but triumphant. When he turns his head to face his foe, the rest of the family see the back of his head and that a chunk of skull is missing, exposing his pulsating brain.
Pierce acknowledges that Homer is alive and says that it's a good thing, but then releases several weapons of destruction to hurt Homer, including the automatic hammer. No, Steve, not a vibrator, not a penis, like an actual hammer, invented by Homer, but really Thomas Edison. Or did Thomas Edison go to the future and steal it?
Probably that.
Homer tries to fight off the various robotic arms, whilst the rest of the family look to disarm the central processor.
So Homer runs downstairs to the basement, taking an axe and hacking away at a machine. So as Homer shouts, "Die, you monster!" Lisa points out that he's actually attacking the water softener, but Homer uses the loss of the back of his head as an excuse. Homer then goes for the Ultra House CPU, taking it apart despite Pierce's wishes.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Don't take out my British charm unit. Without that, I'm nothing but a boorish American clod. Thanks a lot, asswipe.
I could have kicked your butt from here to Albuquerque, you fat slime bucket.
This seems like such a waste. I mean, he was charming and witty.
There must be someone who can use a man around the house, even if he's slightly homicidal.
So tell me more about your day at the DMV.
Where to start? Sheila parked in my space again.
That Sheila. She's given you problems before, hasn't she?
Oh, yeah. I don't care who she's sleeping with. That's been my space since 1981.
I think Pierce, in his American accent, is very funny.
It is, yeah. I think that Remington Steele had a lot of fun with that.
He was Remington Steele, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So it's a reference to Marge.
Of course.
Well, Pierce tries to reach for its self-destruct button, only to learn that Selma has removed it and placed it between her titties. Patty continues to complain about Sheila from work as Pierce tries to knock itself out using a lamp in the shape of a pyramid.
Ooh.
We love those pyramid lamps. We think that they were won by a Candlebox, right?
Yes, I think so, yeah. And so that's Hex in the City. And our final fable of fight, Wiz Kids, begins with Bart and Lisa at the breakfast table. Bart is out of milk for his cereal, so Lisa whips out her wand and chants abracadabra, creating a floating pitcher of milk. Marge then informs them that they need to get ready as it's time to catch the bus to Wizard School. So Lisa uses the 5-minute Morius chant, setting the time back, but Marge complains that it might hurt the clock.
At Sweetwart's School of Magicry, Nelson is mocking Milhouse, telling him to stop zapping yourself as he turns Milhouse's head into a banana, and then an ostrich, and then Mr. T. Professor Crabapple asks student Harry Potter if he's chewing gum, but the boy wizard assures her that it's actually brimstone, proving it by shooting flames out of his mouth.
So, as we mentioned, this section was written by Carolyn Omine, and she had a hard time writing this because only 4 of the show writers actually knew what Harry Potter was, despite it being a popular movie at the time and, 4 of the books being out. So
I'm wondering, like, let's think about that too. Like, they were still just really YA novels, and adults hadn't really attached to Harry Potter yet. Like, even me, like, I didn't read the books, and by this time I still wasn't reading the books or watching the movies. I don't think it was until really the 4th book that I started getting on the Harry Potter bandwagon.
Yeah, I think my girlfriend at the time got me into them. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have. And and I think the release of the 4th or the 5th book.
Yeah, and she was still in middle school.
Of course, yeah.
And now there's nothing wrong with Harry Potter. It's still there's nothing problematic with the franchise's creators or a creator or anything. So
yeah, and what I like especially is that not only has she not said anything controversial, but she hasn't doubled, tripled, or quadrupled down on it, just speaking unnecessarily over and over again, saying hateful things. So yeah, good to know.
And that great creator would, of course, become a guest star on this show, The Simpsons.
That's true. Also, a positive viewing of this episode. So, since the big magic recital is forthcoming, Krabappel instructs for magical students to get out their toads to turn them into princes. And Milhouse is first up with his spell.
Slimy Prince Limey!
All right, love. Give us a kiss, then.
You call that charming?
Hocus crocus.
Oh, excellent, Lisa. A+. And we'll discuss your grade over breakfast.
Yes, rather.
Well, Bart, did you study your spell book last night? Or did your fairy godmother die again?
I studied. Abraca! Turn into a prince guy?
Sloppy work as usual. Lisa's casting spells at an 8th grade level. You've sinned against nature.
Please kill me.
You think you're so great just because you have godlike powers.
Stand away from my lady.
Get in there. Defend my honor.
Gil. Every moment I live is agony.
I mean, I say that every morning.
It's very true. Yeah, me too. Of the Simpsons creations that have truly, disturbed me, I think when Homer got on the marijuana and his eyes would cake over, that grossed me out. But I think that the frog prince that pukes is really pretty disgusting to me.
Yeah, and wasn't there something from our most favorite episode, Scorpion's Tail? There was a lot of gross stuff in that, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were eyeballs falling, or body parts falling out, I think. Yeah.
But this was I think this is definitely up there because I just remember Tapped Out too. And I mentioned this last week that had him as a character.
Yeah, I feel like that is this episode's lasting legacy is
yeah.
The Frog Prince in Tapped Out.
Yes. Well, Bart's horrific puking frog prince spews his guts all over Lisa's proper prince. To get her revenge, Lisa uses the Head Zeppelin spell, turning Bart's noggin into a blimp. From a magic orb, Burns watches Lisa, saying that she has more wicked witchery than Stevie Nicks.
Oh. So Burns, or Lord Montymort, as he's also known, calls for his assistant, Slithers. So Waylon, as a snake, listens as Montymort tells him to capture Lisa to extract her magical essence. Because Monty's previous capture of Ralph has proved to be less magical, and Ralph laughs while being tortured, saying, "Dying tickles."
Knowing that Lisa is too powerful with her wand in hand, Monty and Slithers need to go between to separate it from her. Slithers suggests Satan, but Burns is avoiding the Prince of Darkness since his wife has a screenplay she's trying to push. It took them all this time to get Smithers into a snake so they can call him Slithers. It was always there.
Yes, which it's funny that you mentioned that and that we're talking about Harry Potter, because this is obvious as well. The house name Slytherin is really stupid.
I mean, most of the names that J.K. wrote are stupid.
They are. I remember reading the second one and seeing Lupin, and the twist is that he's a werewolf. I'm like, duh.
I think that was the third book, Idiot.
You're probably right. But Slytherin is just lazy.
Yeah. It's just because bad guys are us.
Yeah. Cobra Commander.
Has there ever been a positive snake character that uses the power that is a snake power? You know what I mean?
Right.
Snakes are always vilified because of the Bible.
I was going to say Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and L.A.
There you go. And Snake Foreskin from that movie I watched last night.
Of course. Escape from your mall.
No, House of Wax.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of... Because in the Jungle Book, they're bad.
Isn't there Yeah, well, I don't know, Steve, and maybe our friends on the internet can tell us if there's a snake-type character that is good.
Yeah.
Remember Tila from He-Man, the toy? She had a cobra head.
That's true.
Mask thing. So maybe that counts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll have to figure it out some other day, Steve, or the internet can tell us.
In the Little Wizard's restroom, which coincidentally appears to be gender neutral, Bart is sucked up into the hand dryer and dropped into the lair of Lord Montymort. So Bart is tasked with helping Monty, lest he be banished into the Wall of Souls. Krusty makes the same wailing wall joke again and again, much to the frustration of his fellow prisoners, including Maud Flanders, Comic Book Guy, Snake, that one, Jailbird, Bleeding Gums Murphy, Rainier Wolf Kessel, Kent Brockman, Mr. Largo, Patty, Blue-Haired Lawyer, Ooter, Old Jewish Man, Quimby, Selma, Lunch Lady Doris, Mo, Larry, Snowball, and Squeaky Voice Teen, and of course Frank Grimes.
So as they walk out of the railing of the cooling tower, Montymort shares his devious plan that will benefit both him and Bart.
Anyway, how would you like to humiliate your sister?
I'd like that. I'd like that very much.
Now, it would involve betrayal and unspeakable evil.
Hey, you made your sale. And now, a little trick I like to call the invisibility cloak.
Oh, how magical.
Yeah, these kids are pretty special.
Now you see me, now you don't. Whoa, it's just like my dream.
Ooh, that was terrible. I'll just sprinkle you all with some amnesia dust. A second-grade sorceress so powerful, she made tonight's refreshments out of dead people. Tonight, she'll perform the classic levitating dragon trick.
We'll see about that.
Here's Lisa Simpson.
Since this is, of course, audio podcast, no visual, my favorite joke is a visual joke, and it's when Homer's watching the TV, the portable TV, and it's supposed to be watching Lisa, when one of his pupils just, like, goes down to keep watching the TV. It's so jarring, but very funny.
And I bet you that Milhouse wishes that he had the gypsy's power because, everyone saw his hammer, and he could probably use a tug from Bart or whoever.
When they're older, they will, Steve. It's fine.
That's true. So Lisa takes to the stage, unaware that Bart swapped her wand. And much like Cisco, she releases the dragon, who shoots flame from its mouth. And the audience is stunned, and Marge is worried that Lisa will be killed, and even Homer managed to remove, as you mentioned, one eye from the football game on his mini TV.
And the dragon steps closer and closer to Lisa, but she confidently grabs her wand, chanting, "Alakazoo, dragonfly." Her wand then goes limp, and you see, we've all been there with our wands limp. And with a sniff, she realizes it's actually a Twizzler. And Bart laughs from the backstage as the dragon transforms into a giant Monty Burns.
So the audience flees, leaving Homer to respond that he and Marge stuck around for their kids' performances. And the Dark Lord Montymort grabs Lisa, ready to absorb her soul and suck her essence.
Looking as the helmet drains her sister's powers, Bart thinks that this is all partially his fault, and he grabs his own wand, saying, "Prank be undone, destroy the evil one." This causes a blue lightning bolt to zap Bart, and Lisa cries for help, so Bart stabs his wand into Burns' leg, unknowingly scarring his magical shin, the source of all of his powers.
So with a great thud, Monty falls back, shrinking to his original size, and Lisa hugs Bart, thanking him for the rescue. Slithers sees his boss suffering and declares that in death they will be together forever. And then he unclenches his jaw and swallows Monty whole.
I mean, that's what he wants to do. Just with her, so he got his wish.
Well, now we know. Slithers swallows.
Another, just disturbing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're talking about good guy snake characters. I feel like Slithers is, not that evil.
That's true. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Okay. I mean, he's chowing down on Burns. It's great. Bart and Lisa agree to end their feud, deciding that while Bart may not be the greatest sorcerer of all time, he is an okay brother. The siblings walk away peacefully, unaware that the leprechaun is on Bart's back, muttering with menace. And as the non-scary name credits begin to roll, we get to hear from this week's guest stars.
Wow, we really get to keep these fruit baskets?
Well, they used to give us champagne till somebody ruined it.
Do they really think he'll do better with fruit?
Oh, Mr. Movie Star gets to park right next to the stage.
Oh, luck of the draw, I guess. Can I give you a ride to your car?
Well, sure, that'd be great.
So, where are you parked?
Oh, we don't have a car.
But I thought you...
Just keep driving, boyo. Can I turn on the radio?
Oof, Steve, as a British man, Pierce Brosnan shouldn't have trusted the Irish there.
That's very true.
Fun little way to end the episode. We know it's just a TV show and not actual real life.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, I need to regroup my thoughts on this, and we'll come back and discuss the segments. How about that?
Sounds wonderful.
We'll be right back. And we're back. Steve, let's wrap up this week's episode. Of course, Treehouse of Horror 12. We'll rank the segments that we see fit from favorite to least favorite. Maybe we'll find some of our favorite jokes from the segments. Give it this whole episode review. Find out what we're watching next week. But, Steve, I think I hear you ringing that doorbell. Bing bongs! Because you're ready to trick or treat. And instead of candy, I'm just going to give you things from this episode that you might enjoy. If you like enjoying things.
I'm okay with enjoying things, yeah.
All right. And, I'm going to give you a gift from each segment. That's
cool.
Only fair. Makes sense.
Right.
So, for the first segment, you would like some Lucky Charms or Trick cereal. But instead, I decide I will get you a leprechaun so you can, make out with it.
Of course.
It's just only fair to give you a house robot, but I'm not opting for the Pierce Brosnan or the Matthew Perry. You're going to get stuck with the Dennis Miller house, so enjoy your murder-suicide. And finally, from the last segment, you went on about it and are afraid of it. I'm giving you the Frog Prince.
Oh, boy. Oof. That pukey bastard is all mine. Thank you, Craig. Well, you should open up that trick-or-treat bag because I've got some treats for you as well. So from the first segment, I got you some apples, some cholera, and a baby that totally isn't a shaved puppy.
How do you know I don't have those things?
I mean, I've seen your baby, and I don't think it's a shaved puppy, but you do like apples, and you could have cholera, so maybe I doubled up, but who knows? From the second one, I got you an at-home alcohol tester, so you know if you're 1.5 or 0.15. Also, if you're dead, that's probably the former rather than the latter. And then from the third segment, I got you a mini TV, so you can watch your daughter's performances while keeping one eye on the screen to watch the football game.
I love those. I always wanted one of those little mini TVs as a kid.
Seemed like the coolest thing ever.
Now they're obviously obsolete because there's no airwaves anymore. It's all
right.
Digital airwaves somehow. Yeah.
And you can watch all this stuff on your phone.
Right. That's true. But then I can't do stuff on, how you can watch stuff on your phone, but you could scroll while watching on your phone, but then you got to keep moving the TV screen around on the phone. It's annoying. We just have it so hard these days as humans.
We are really the bravest generation, I think.
Yeah. Steve, what do you think of the segments?
I think that they're all about 6 to 7 minutes apiece. They're spooky in nature.
But, if you were to rank them.
Oh, okay. I think if I had to rank them, and I guess I do, I would say House of Wax, probably number 1. Number 2 for me would probably be the Wiz Kids. And coming up in the rear would probably be Hex in the City. I think the Pierce Brosnan one, my favorite. The Harry Potter one, it was good. And I had some fun with the first one, but I think it's probably the weakest for me. What are your thoughts?
Is it because of the problematic nature of gypsies?
A little bit, but also I feel like the punishments were, while fitting, they didn't seem to be a lot of sense to them, and I feel like they could have done more with it.
Yeah, I think that first segment too also was reminiscent of the Monkey Paw episode.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just, I think we've seen this story kind of told out with people getting, they also got the power suit, which is very similar to that. Stretch Boy, obviously. I think you're right. I'm going to agree with you on the segments. I think the House of Wax had a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very Simpson-y.
True, yeah.
And I'll just say my MVJ is Pierce Brosnan because I just think his acting was just superb in this episode. It was very funny. He seemed to get the assignment, especially when he goes into his American voice. It's just very funny. But then the third segment, I still think my favorite scene is Homer watching the TV in the eyeball because it's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, like you said, the time when Harry Potter wasn't as popular to adults as it is now. And the books weren't all out yet. So she just had to Caroline just had to pretty much just make up a story there.
Mm-hmm.
With very little Harry Potter references, minus Monty as Voldemort.
Right. And I think she did a good job of capturing the spirit of Harry Potter while also being having the broad appeal to like let non-Harry Potter people understand it.
So it's almost tough because maybe that one is my favorite segment.
Yeah.
I think the second two are, because there's some grossness too, like the Homer skull, out in the second segment. It's very classic Treehouse of Horror where a lot of scary, disgusting things happen in a cartoon where they can do whatever they want. Do you have a ranking for this episode?
Well, I think I agree that there's like some funny jokes. I did appreciate in the first segment, Homer. If I had to give it an MJ for that segment, it'd be Homer, just because I liked him stealing the balloon, saying that he got away with the perfect crime, and then it'll help to be in court. And then also when it comes back to the gypsy, and she's like, "How you doing, Kirsty?" Although they could have made a Kirstie Alley joke there. And he's like, "I don't know if you remember me, but like that's funny." I do think the second one had a lot of jokes. I like how creepy Pierce Brosnan was as like the Marge pervert. The Harry Potter one worked on a lot of levels. So if I had to give this ranking, as far as I know, Pierce Brosnan was Remington Steele, and that show had 94 episodes. So out of 94, I'm going to give this an 87. What are your thoughts, Craig?
Yeah, no, I think when I think about Treehouse of Horror, Simpsons Halloween specials, we talk about, of course, the first 8, maybe 9 as obviously the golden ones. And once you start getting to like seasons 11 and beyond for Treehouse of Horror, I feel like the quality maybe slips away or just doesn't have that nostalgic appeal as it once did. Because I guess maybe we're growing up too when this came out. It'd be interesting to see like fresh faces or a fresh take on like a younger generation being like just watching them all in a row and then deciding which one's their favorites. Because it could be like season 27 might be their favorite.
Right.
But this one, I think it goes up there. This is a very solid entry into the Treehouse of Horror. And maybe it's after this season where it's just becomes, I don't know, not as enjoyable. We try to do those marathons during this time of the year. I kind of like stopped or paying attention around like after this one.
Yeah, I think that this one does capture the classic structure of the Treehouse of Horror with like the parodies and whatnot. And I think they kind of lost the plot a little bit after this, but I think that this one's still in the good era.
Yeah. So if I had to give this a ranking, Rotten Tomatoes has ranked the entire James Bond franchise, also including for some reason, the original Casino Royale from 1967 that started Peter Sellers as the comedy one. That's considered last, but I don't want to put that in my list. So out of their list, the number one movie, Rotten Tomatoes with James Bond is Goldfinger. And then the least popular one for them is A View to a Kill, which was Roger Moore's last one. I'm going to put this movie in at number 9, which is George Lazenby's On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Very nice.
Well, Steve, I think I was spooked, but I want to be spooked more.
Oh.
And you want to be spooked more because next week it is season 37, episode 3, Treehouse of Horror 36.
Wow.
Now, Steve, I'm not going to ask for what the title is because I just said it and we knew it was going to happen.
Right.
But what do you think the 3 segments will be about?
Oh, boy. So 3 segments. They're all going to be scary. They're all going to feature The Simpsons, probably. Let's see. Maybe, we certainly couldn't do a gypsy's curse in these days. So maybe a TikTok tarot card reader, which is a thing that shows up on my feed all the time, warns the Simpsons of their impending doom in the first story. In the second story, you have AI taking over and killing them all. And in the third story, maybe they do, I don't know, maybe a Hunger Games parody that they've probably already done. But that's what I'm going to say.
I'm assuming no. The town is menaced by a mysterious murdering monster from out of the sewers. Wait a minute. Haven't they done It parodies many times now?
Maybe they're Ninja Turtles.
Oh, there you go. Krusty has a demonic special guest on his live Halloween special. Ooh, I think that's going to be a parody of Late Night with the Devil.
It's a great movie. I enjoyed that one a lot.
And Springfield's post-apocalyptic future. That's all it says.
Okay, well,
maybe it's a Hunger Games.
Could be. I don't know. I'm here for that.
Can I real quickly pitch a Treehouse of Horror segment?
Love it. Go for it.
I've done this before. I just thought of it earlier. It's going to be sci-fi horror. Or just maybe sci-fi. And Homer and Moe go onto a space shuttle.
Ooh.
And they land on a planet that might have like apes on it. They end up finding a way to procreate together.
Oh.
And thus they become the missing link, the Homo sapiens.
Wow. That was a long walk, but I liked it. It was a good journey.
Just to get to my Homo sapien joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Homer and Moe together. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt Selman, I know you're listening. Go ahead and use that joke. I won't sue.
It's all free.
Well, I had a blast, a horrific scare talking to you. And I'd love to hear from, not you, Steve, but from the listeners. That's right. Go ahead and contact us on email at 13simpsons@gmail.com or on social media like Instagram, Tinder, Grindr. Are we on those ones?
Farmersonly.com.
I think we're just on Instagram, and I think we have a Threads, but we don't go on it. And YouTube at 13simpsons.
And hey, go to your favorite podcatching app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent, but you needn't write a real review. Just tell us the curse that you'd hate to have. And hey, curse us with a good time and yourself by going to patreon.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys and sign up for Patreon. We get a new episode every week, and it's just $5 a month, and it's totally worth it.
And thanks again, everyone, for listening. I've been Annoyed Boo Boy, Craig.
And I've been Annoyed Scatter Boy, Steve.
And remember, stroke me, Clover.
Every moment I live is agony.
Hey, Cha-Cha, I got more features than a NASA relief map of Turkmenistan.